This girl is the problem. And to the people who may have seen the setup to this video and thought, but wait, isn't Silk more problematic than Matilda? And to the person who thought that, you would be correct, being that Matilda could mow down entire flocks of enemies by herself like she's a playable raid boss, whereas Silk has the maximum combat effectiveness of a plastic slinky. However, this is not about how hard they hit things or how hard things have to hit them to be officially Yamcha. No, this is about issues outside of the maps. For example, the first time we ever hear about Matilda, apparently she's been kidnapped by Doza, even though she is part of Cleve's liberation soldiers, meaning she is surrounded by trained soldiers at most to all times, and she herself is a trained soldier who is armed. Yet she turns out to be one of the many kidnapped girls from the village, as if she's supposed to be as helpless as the random villager's daughter. And Dyut, whose only form of protection comes in the form of an older brother who strikes me as the type of person to have a Shadow the Hedgehog profile picture because he's edgy and thought it was really cool that Shadow had a gun that one time. So he is useless. So since Matilda was captured, we had to go and break her out. And because the first time we see her is behind a prison cell, I'm thinking she's about to be a completely useless civilian that we need to hurry up and save before they kill her. However, it turns out that Matilda is in fact not bad at her job as a soldier like I had initially assumed, and probably only got captured because she prefers to sleep on cold concrete, especially when you realize she won't leave the prison cell when you open it and that the door to the cell she's trapped in technically isn't even locked. Another problem, Matilda's name is spelt different in newer games, which would not be a problem if they made her name actually different, like other characters. You know, Cleve's name becomes Clive, Force becomes Forsyth, Dyut becomes Delphia, Silk becomes Silk, but like cooler. They just added an H in Matilda's name to be different, which is better, don't get me wrong, but it's confusing for me because since her name doesn't really change, when I'm looking for a file like name Matilda, I forget that some of those files don't have an H in them, and I can't find the file until my stupid turns off and I remember, which I know is a me problem, but why couldn't the H be there the first time around? Like, I get that no H probably makes more sense, but Math Ilda just feels right. Another problem, I get the feeling Matilda is meant to be like a Minerva 2.0 purely based on her in-game strength, the fact she's a female who doesn't rely on magic, and the way her sprite looks in Fire Emblem Echo. So what is this Disney princess act she puts on when we open the prison cell for the second time? Because apparently I only imagined we opened it the first time. Her damsel in distress theater performance she puts on after I watched her jackhammer through a bunch of enemies like they were cotton candy just feels weird. But they try to make it convincing by giving her the sheltered rich girl sprite, which is just Nina from the first game at another angle. So basically Matilda and Gaiden is more like a Minerva 1.5 than a Minerva 2.0 because their personalities are just too different. Minerva is more of a hardened warrior type who doesn't care for authority, and Matilda is just Princess Peach if she was brought up on high stakes jousting. If you notice though, I do put Matilda's strength in high regard if nothing else, which is obviously a very good thing. That I'm still going to complain about, because why is a level 2 making my soon to be promoted level 7 units and who's a level 9 unit, look less like trained medieval knights fighting their enemies and more like a debate club trying to talk their way out of getting their heads chopped off? And to top all of this ridiculousness off, she made me think she just up and left the team because she doesn't like Spelunky. I think. Like, she only just joined us but was about to leave us no questions asked because even though she'll kill other humans, follow an army led by a child, and actively choose to be inside of a prison cell, she draws the line at entering a well-lit cave. I mean, she never actually left the team, but I thought she did, and I guess that makes it more a me problem than a her problem. But screw her, Silk will never do me like that.